Pursuant to House Resolution 672, the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Perry, and a member opposed each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This amendment eliminates earmarked funding for the Delaware River Basin Commission. Unfortunately, this bill includes an earmark providing nearly $750,000 to the Delaware River Basin Commission, making it just the third time the federal government has provided the DRBC funding since 1998. The unelected, unaccountable bureaucrats at the DRBC have unilaterally instituted a hydraulic fracturing ban for a portion of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, stripping away property and mineral rights from the Pennsylvanians in direct contravention of the will of this Pennsylvania Commonwealth's legislature. The result is a prohibition on the development of critical shale plays in eastern Pennsylvania that can bring desperately needed natural gas to market, and the unconstitutional taking of mineral rights of America's citizens. This attack on Pennsylvania energy and American energy at a time when residential natural gas prices are near record highs. They literally run, my friends on the other side of the aisle, literally run ads saying that I increase their energy prices while they do it every single day and they're just about ready to do it again. It creates a significant inflation for my constituents and the constituents of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and it empowers our enemies abroad. The earmark in this bill rewards the radical commissioners with money from the very taxpayers and ratepayers the DRBC is attacking. Providing funds to such an out-of-control radical commission is a step in the wrong direction that incentivizes others to follow its lead and keeps our energy costs high. This amendment would prohibit funding for the DRBC, federal funding, ensuring that we do not further incentivize this commission to attack American energy and the rights of Pennsylvania's citizens. I urge my colleagues to support the amendment, and I reserve.
Reserves. Does any other member seek recognition? The gentlewoman from Ohio. Does the gentlewoman rise?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I rise in strong opposition to this amendment.
Woman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. As I'm listening to this debate, and I haven't studied the maps completely, it sounds like Pennsylvania's effluent flows into points east of Pennsylvania. Is that correct, Congressman? Thank you. We understand this challenge from Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. We have our own tri-state issues there. This amendment prohibits funding for the Delaware River Basin Commission, and it's hard to oppose you, but established by law through the Delaware River Basin Compact that went into effect in 1961, the commission consists of the Army Corps of Engineers and the 4 basin state governors, and those states include Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York. So I guess any state could disagree, but the purpose of a commission is to try to get people to work together. The effluent that is flowing from Pennsylvania into New Jersey may have to be tested for its content. I don't really know, but the Corps of Engineers in these states work as equal partners for planning, development, and regulatory actions for the river basin. And while the Commission's work could be further discussed, my strongest reason for opposition to this amendment is that the underlying bill provides $715,000 to the Delaware River Basin Commission as community project funding on behalf of a member of this body. Now, the community project funding process allows members of Congress to request funding for their community to meet urgent needs that they identify. And there is a rigorous process for the vetting and inclusion of community project funding, including strict transparency and accountability rules. So I'm a little surprised that one member would target another member's community project funding through an amendment on the floor. So I would strongly urge my colleagues to work together and to vote against this amendment. And I yield back.
The gentlewoman yields back. The gentleman from Pennsylvania is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, community funding process, just understand if you're not familiar with congressional jargon, that equals earmark. That's $750,000 to this organization that heretofore hasn't needed the money because they extort members of the states that they exist in all kinds of fees and applications and licensing agreements for townships and other municipalities for for private individuals. That's how they're paid for. But yet now we're going to pay $750,000 from the federal government when we're $37 trillion in debt. And while I'm happy to agree that we should test the effluent, right? Okay, I'm good with that. But apparently we don't care about the effluent from Ohio to Pennsylvania or from Pennsylvania to Ohio, where we conduct the same activity. And oh, by the way, there's been no cases of any issue where hydraulic fracturing caused some effluent issue that I know of, or that I imagine my counterpart on the other side of the aisle can speak to. As a matter of fact, I said that the Obama-era EPA said that it was completely safe. So while I agree that we should do those things, and if there's a problem, we absolutely got to get after it, but we're just throwing money at this thing without any, like, there's no evidence that there's a problem. There's zero evidence that there's a problem, number one, and there's zero evidence that they need any of this money, but there's $37 trillion of evidence that we don't have the money to pay for it. With that, I yield the balance.